What is up, everybody? Welcome to AK Plays. I'm AK. Let's play.
Huh?
Alright everybody, today I've got a fun one for you. This is a Nomad hybrid healer build. Now I've built a Nomad healer before, but I think this is a much improved version. I think that you survive very well and you heal your team much better than you did with my other one. This is awesome, and it's a hybrid, so it's a lot of fun and adds a little bit of novelty. So you can see that it is a 3-piece Nomad with a Ninja Bike backpack, a vigorous chest, and tactician knee pads. We're at 2,900 firearms, 2,900 stamina, and 10,000 electronics, putting us at about 340,000 skill power. And our primary weapon is a house, and on that house we have talented, competent, card counter, and these attachments. Now if we look at our secondary, we have a lightweight M4 with talented, competent, and destructive you could really have as anything. Really whatever you want there, maybe responsive. And then these attachments. Now onto our pistol. Just keep your determined cool-headed pistol around. Now the chest piece you can see is rolled for electronics, vigorous chest as I said earlier. It has health, skill haste, and I would like that minor to probably be ammo capacity. Onto the mask we're rolled for electronics, skill power, and burn resistance. Now you can see the different bonuses that come with Nomad. 3-piece giving you healing, 4-piece giving you the extra life, and 2-piece the health on kill. The tactician knee pads you can see are rolled for electronics, skill power, burn, bleed, and shock resistance. Bleed should probably be disrupt resistance. You see the 2-piece tactician bonus is skill haste. Onto the holster we have skill haste. And onto the gloves we rolled for electronics, SMG damage, skill haste, and critical hit damage. On the backpack we rolled for electronics, skill power, and ammo capacity. And that ammo capacity could be disrupt resistance if you'd like. On the mods we have electronic skill haste, first aid ally heal, and first aid ally heal. Onto the holster we have first aid ally heal as well. And the knee pads we have electronic skill power and first aid ally heal. Then on the mask we have electronic skill haste, and on the chest we have electronic skill haste and electronic skill haste. Now we can look at some of the fun stuff, the stats. On the house we only have 32% crit chance and only 102% crit damage. You're not going to be melting anybody with this build. The 15% health on kill though is actually pretty helpful. The skill haste is at 50%, which I think is the greatest thing about this build. You get the heals back extremely quickly. Now we see our defib is a 377,000 HP defib, coming back in about 14.8 seconds. Our immunizer box is about 11,600 and comes back in 11.8 seconds. And then we have a recovery link, which we're going to use to get our teammates up. We are medics, so we want to make sure that we have that. Moving on to the talents, you can see we have Battle Buddy. If we revive a teammate, we want to make sure that them and us have good resistance. We have Combat Medic to heal your team with medkits, Strike Back if you get weak to get your skills back quicker. Triage and Adrenaline are also really good if you want to switch out Strike Back. Or Death by Proxy. I run that just because you're a little tankier as a Nomad healer, and so you can take out those skill objects. Chain Reaction is also a good one to use as healer, so depending on what you're facing, you can switch between those. Now this is the build. It is really fun. I hope you enjoy. We're going to move on to some gameplay, and I'll talk to you guys about how to use the build and why it works. Now, first things first, you can see this isn't me. We're watching the Karma Cam. Now, we'll switch to healer point of view so you guys can see what I'm doing in a minute here, but I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like as a DPS player and kind of just to show you how the heals work on a player. Because just watching me shoot the heals is sometimes not that enjoyable for people. I know people don't like really watching healer builds. So first I'm going to show you guys how it looks from Karma's point of view. I was being his personal healer this game. Now, I'm going to be throwing down the immunizer box to give him a good heal over time, plus immunity, and shooting that defib to keep him up if he gets put down, and to get him into his overheal because he is running vigorous, which is extremely important. Try to get as many of your teammates to run vigorous as possible when you're running this build, just because the defib is so strong that it kind of gets wasted if they're not running a vigorous. Plus the healing from the box is really, really strong as well. Obviously it's not as strong as a Reclaimer box heal, which is going to be about 30,000 a second. But 12,000 a second, 11.6 I think is more accurate, is what you're getting from this box, and it definitely adds up. It's very strong. It might be a small box, but it's a mighty box. And it adds up over time, plus You do have such a good skill haste even outside of the box, which Reclaimers can't say. Usually Reclaimers are going to be about 35% skill haste if they're built right. So if the box is gone, they have to wait a little while on those heals. So you're going to be able to pop the box if it gets disrupted and put down a new one pretty darn quickly, which is a very huge plus for this build. Now another thing is, if you really hate Nomad, if you're one of those people that just doesn't want to touch it, absolutely cannot, then I do have an alternative for you that you might want to consider. And that would be switching out the 3 pieces of Nomad for 3 pieces of Final Measure, same exact stat rolls, and you're going to have a great Final Measure healer build. You're going to benefit from the skill haste that you get on this build, plus the vigorous chest. It's a really good combo. The only thing you're going to lose is the extra life of the Nomad, the heal over time from Nomad, and the health on kill from Nomad, which I think are huge advantages that make this a really powerful healer build. But I understand if you really hate Nomad, then fine. Final Measure is a great alternative, and you're definitely going to help your team by catching some of those grenades. They won't get the 6-piece buff, but it's definitely still a great healer. Now, as you can see, Karma is fighting these people inside the box. I gave him a defib, and he had an unbelievable amount of health from the box healing and the defib. Now we're going to move on to just my survivability with this build. Now this build, because you have that 3-piece heal over time, plus you have the box being very strong, the strong defib, and the unbelievable skill haste, survivability is great on this build. And I don't even have an extra life at this point. And if you do have an extra life, obviously you don't get the resistance that you would on a 6-piece Nomad, but having that extra life is huge, and you're definitely not going to worry about getting double grenaded, hit by invisible grenades, things that happen in this game that are kind of annoying as a healer. Just because with such low toughness, healers are susceptible to dying in pretty funky ways, and this will help alleviate some of those issues by giving you a second chance. But either way, guys, that's the build. I hope you enjoy it. I've had a ton of fun using it, and every team that I've run with has been very happy with this build. I've had no complaints, and I've double-checked with every team that I've ran with. I picked up a bunch of random teams. I went into skirmish and played with random players. You can see in this one, this was just a match-made team, and it actually went very well. We ended up winning, and I felt like I was able to keep these guys very healthy. Plus all the other random teams that I ran with in the Dark Zone, everyone seemed very happy with this build, and I think it's a ton of fun as well because you get to survive so easily while still being a healer build. So I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.
Oh, hi, thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage.